Good.
Okay, for this portion of the lesson, we're going to be covering areas of the Husker rack. Now, when we talk about Husker racks, we're talking about this whole area, mainly for use of free weights. I'm going to start out front on the platform that we use often for exercises such as deadlifts, power cleans, a lot of exercises that require using the rubber bumper plates with the platform. I'm going to start with a bench. These benches can be moved in and out. There are wheels in the front. A couple different ways you can move these is if I lift like a wheelbarrow, I can move them in and out, or if I straddle them, I can use my legs to move them in and out. Also within these benches, they are movable. You'll see if I lift this, there's different levels that can be applied at a 90-degree angle or other type of angles that will help with different types of exercises. The front seat can also be moved by lifting this T-lever, and I can also find another T-lever down here, and I can slide this back and forth according to my height. Moving in a little bit, you'll see these are J-hooks. Within the J-hooks, always use two hands when I'm bringing these off. So if I lift up and out, you'll see they are removable. I can move these up and down depending on the exercise that I'm doing. Safety concern with these, be careful with your fingers. These are pinch points, meaning if my fingers are here, they will pinch going in. So I want to be careful to not pinch my fingers when I'm moving them up and down. Also, as you can see here, they are not level. So always make sure that these are level with the other one so the bar sits on a horizontal plane. If I look straight up, you'll see also some T-levers. These can be moved in and out and are often used for pull-ups or chin-ups. Just make sure that you are aware what's underneath you. If you need a step up, be aware that it's there and don't just jump down, also for a safety concern. Moving inside the rack a little bit, you have safety/functional bars. They're safety bars in terms of exercises that would require them to be there so the bar doesn't come crashing down on me. For instance, a squat. They'd be a functional bar for an exercise such as a bicep curl. They're part of the function of the exercise. And I'll show, right now they're set up more like a functional type bar for, let's say I'm doing a curl. But these are also removable. If I lift up and out, I can put these at any level I want. Once again, just be careful with your fingers whenever you're putting them back in there and make sure they're level. So if I'm doing my exercises inside of my cage, I also have another set of J-hooks that are often used for squats inside of the cage or bench press. Moving outside of the Husker rack a little bit, you'll see I have a couple different types of bars out here for you to look at. This bar is a 45-pound bar. It's 45 pounds because I can tell the end of it is a lot longer than this one. This bar is 25 pounds. So if I'm doing an exercise, make sure that you account for that weight within your tally of the amount of weight you're using. So if I have a 10 on each side of this bar, it's not 20 pounds, it's 20 plus 45. So make sure that you're aware of that. On this bar, once again, you're factoring in 25 pounds. So once again, I can see them side by side. This one is roughly half the size here at the very end. Okay? That's how I know this is 45 and 25. Moving on the outside, each of the Husker racks have plates, anywhere from 2.5 to 5 to 10 to 25, up to 45 pounds. Make sure that you are using the appropriate weight for this. And also be careful when you're ever getting out around the area. There might be somebody else in the area with the weights, or especially the mirrors. Now, if I am using a weight on the outside of this, you're going to want to have a clip or a clamp. We have a couple different styles. And what these do is these stop the weight from sliding off so you don't get a seesaw when the bar goes flipping out there. Just make sure that they clamp in and down. This style is a counter twist. Okay, make sure it's on there. And then this style is a locking clip. So I just press down and you'll hear it lock right in. Okay, now if I I don't have a weight on there, I don't need it because there's nothing coming off. I'm just lifting the amount of the ball. Okay. Within this area, you always want to make sure if you need a spotter, to find a spotter. And we'll cover that in